All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're doing a technical deep dive into sight and mid codes. These are the absolute core of PCGuard's remote protection system. Now, if you're a developer using PCGuard, really getting how these codes work is more than just a minor detail. It's absolutely essential for managing your software licenses securely and, just as importantly, keeping your customers happy.
So here's a quick look at our game plan. We're going to start with the why, the whole concept of machine locking. Then we'll get into the what by dissecting the anatomy of the codes themselves. After that, things get really practical. We'll cover the decoding process, walk through some common troubleshooting issues, and then wrap it all up. By the end, you'll have a crystal clear picture of how all these pieces fit together.
Okay, first thing is first. Before we can even talk about the codes, we need to understand the fundamental problem they're designed to solve. And that all comes down to a concept called machine locking.
At its heart, machine locking is all about tying your application to one specific computer. It's how you prevent someone from buying one copy and installing it on 100 machines. It does this by creating a unique digital fingerprint of that computer, using up to 7 different hardware and software identifiers, things like the hard drive ID, the CPU ID, or even the BIOS ID. So this is how that whole back and forth between you and your user works. It's a simple 4-step dance. Your user runs the app and gets their unique codes. They send those codes over to you. You then pop those into PCGuard and generate a unique activation code. And finally, they enter that code to unlock the software. It's a secure exchange that can be done manually over email or completely automated online.
So, we get why the system needs a fingerprint. Now let's zoom in and really look at the anatomy of that fingerprint, the sight and MID codes themselves. The sight code is the first half of this duo. It's a simple 8-character hexadecimal string, and it acts as the main signature for that specific installation. It's generated from 2 key ingredients, the computer's hardware fingerprint and, just as important, your project's unique application signature. That application signature is basically your secret key, making sure the code is tied directly to your software. And here's the second half, the machine ID, or MID code. This is where the magic happens. The MID code contains the actual raw data from those hardware locks we talked about. But, and this is critical, it's all encrypted. You can't just look at it and read the person's hard drive serial number. It's a secure bundle of information. Now, this right here is probably the most important concept to get. These 2 codes aren't separate things. They are a tightly linked pair. Think of it like a lock and key. The sight code is the unique keyhole, and the mid code is the key encrypted to fit only that specific keyhole. This is a huge security feature because it means a user can't just try to mix and match codes to trick the system. It just won't work. To make things just a little bit easier on your users, you have an option in your project settings to merge these 2 codes. So instead of making them copy and paste 2 different strings, the activation dialog can just show one longer combined sight-mid code. It's a nice little touch for a better user experience.
Okay, so your user has sent you their codes. Now what do you do with them? This brings us to the really practical part for you as a developer, the decoding process. This is where you turn that string of encrypted data into something you can actually use.
You might be thinking, wait a minute, if I have the codes, why can't I just generate the activation key right away? Why this extra step? Well, decoding the MID isn't just busy work. It's a really critical part of managing your licenses intelligently. So yeah, why do we bother?
This is exactly why. Picture this. A customer's hard drive dies. They get a new one, reinstall your software, and now they have a brand new set of sight and MID codes. By decoding their old MID code and their new one, you can see that maybe only one thing changed, the hard drive ID. This gives you proof that it's a legitimate request from the same person on the same machine, just with a new part. You can then confidently issue a new key, knowing you're helping a real customer and not someone trying to get a free license. And when you hit that decode button in the PCGuard activation panel, this is what you get. No more mysterious encrypted string. Instead, you see a clean, simple table that lists each locking parameter you enabled and the exact value it found on the user's computer. It's actionable intelligence. Now, what about those zeros you might see? Don't just ignore them. A 0 is also giving you important information. It means one of 2 things. Either you didn't have that particular lock turned on in your project settings, or for some reason the protection code just couldn't retrieve that piece of data from the remote computer. Either way, it's a useful diagnostic clue. Of course, in the real world, things don't always go perfectly. So let's quickly run through the most common reasons you might hit a decoding error and, more importantly, how to fix them.
Okay, let's break these down. By far, the most frequent error is just a typo. The user tried to type the code out and missed a character. That's why you should always tell them to copy and paste. Second, you might get codes from a very old V5 application. There's a simple checkbox for that. But the big one, the one that's on your end, is the third one, trying to decode with the wrong project file loaded. Remember that application signature? If the wrong project is loaded, the secret key is wrong and the decoding will fail every single time.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground. Let's pull back for a moment and quickly recap the key takeaways from all of this.
So if you only remember a few things, make it these. Site and MID codes work together as a pair to create that unique machine fingerprint. The site code is the signature, and the MID holds the encrypted data. Decoding that MID is your best tool for validating legitimate requests when a user's hardware changes. And finally, and I can't say this enough, always make sure you have the correct project file loaded before you do anything. Get these concepts down and you'll be in full control.
The manual process we've just gone through is powerful and totally secure. But as your business grows, you're probably already thinking, how is this going to scale? And that's the perfect question. The answer lies in tools like the Activation Center, which is designed to automate this entire workflow for you. It can handle the requests, decode the MID, compare the locks against your rules, and issue new keys, all without you lifting a finger 24/7. Thanks so much for watching.